Hello and welcome to this Ferris State University Football National Semifinal Preview. I'm the voice of the Bulldogs, Rob Bentley, joined by Sandy Gholston. We get set for Saturday, the Bulldogs and West Florida, 12 p.m. kickoff right here behind us at Top Taggart Field. Ferris State playing in the national semifinals here for the fourth consecutive year.
Yeah, what a run it's been. 4 straight times in the national semifinals. You can't lose sight of that mark of consistency that the Bulldogs have had to get to this level. You don't get here by accident. It takes a lot of hard work, it takes a lot of sacrifice, and obviously it takes a level of execution each game, each practice, each team meeting to get you to this point. So remarkable string here for the Bulldogs.
To get to the national semifinals, the Bulldogs, of course, had to beat Grand Valley State, the arch rival, last week down in Allendale, 24-21, and really a testament to the will of this team to find a way to get a victory in that hostile environment down in Allendale.
Yeah, there's no question. When you look at where it was at one point down 21-14, and then the Bulldogs come all the way back and find a way to get it done with, 10 straight points, to close the game. And so great execution down the stretch. Steady Eddie, as Coach Anise called him, he was able to knock in that field goal looking like a seventh-year senior kicker. He did it with remarkable poise there in front of that part of that student section right there. And so he was able to get that done, and just a great job by the Bulldogs holding them off down the stretch. One thing I've heard a lot of people mention about kicking the field goal, the decision to kick the field goal, I think, Rob, it showed the remarkable confidence that Coach had in the defense and the way that the defense was playing. And so Bulldogs really had all 3 phases really working well in the fourth quarter.
That Ferris State defense led by the Gene Upshaw, Division II Lineman of the Year, Caleb Murphy, going to be put to the test here this Saturday against a very prolific West Florida offense.
Yeah, there's no question. They're very balanced. They can throw it. They can run it. Really good offensive line. So it's going to be, in some ways, a very similar challenge to what the Bulldogs saw against Grand Valley last week, and frankly, what they saw the week before against Pittsburgh State. So you don't expect it necessarily to get any easier, though. So Bulldogs know that they're going to have to come ready to play. They're going to have to really control that line of scrimmage, and obviously they're going to have to minimize turnovers.
On the opposite side of the football, Ferris State obviously got a couple big drives. Late in the game against Grand Valley State, they're going to need some production offensively against a West Florida defense that's very opportunistic, scored 4 times on defensive scores last week.
Yeah, it's going to take a remarkable balance and discipline, because as you mentioned, they are opportunistic, and so that means typically if you make mistakes, they're going to be a team that's going to capitalize on it. If you look bad, they're going to make you look worse. And so it's going to be important, again, to just be fundamentally sound, to be steady, and to really continuously move that ball down the field. So if our offensive line can really establish themselves on the line of scrimmage, if they can continue to help us possess the ball, convert on third down, we're going to be in good shape, hopefully, as the game wears on.
Of course, this will be a battle of the last 2 Division II national champions. West Florida came into Top Taggart Field back in 2019, beat the Bulldogs 28-14 en route to the national title. The Bulldogs, of course, win it a year ago. 2 of the best teams in the Division II playoffs here in recent years. Yeah,
I mean, West Florida is still a relatively new program, and they've been able to already win a national championship. And so, obviously, Florida is a very big football state. And so you would expect here in this kind of an epic battle, the last 2 national champions playing for the right to play for another national championship. So obviously tremendous amount at stake by 2 programs that play with a lot of pride.
Of course, the winner moves on to McKinney, Texas for the Division II National Championship game on Saturday, December 17th. The Bulldogs, though, have got to this stage doing it 1 game at a time. It's going to take that type of an effort here on Saturday.
Yeah, when you think of the gauntlet that the Bulldogs had to run last year en route to the 2021 National Championship, and it's been pretty comparable this year, the gauntlet that the Bulldogs are going to have to run to be able to get back there. And so whoever wins between these 2 teams is going to have to earn it. So they have taken it 1 game at a time, and you start to isolate things to get to this point. And you got to be impressed with what the Bulldogs were able to do. They were kind of really able to focus in on Davenport, focus in on Pittsburgh State, focus in on Grand Valley to get themselves to this point. And again, that's what it takes. You're absolutely right. 1 game at a time.
Ferris State and West Florida on Saturday, live coverage on ESPN+. Of course, we'll have the live broadcast for you as well, starting with pregame coverage at 11 a.m. on Sunny 97.3 and online at ferrisstatebulldogs.com. The Bulldogs and West Florida playing here in playoff weather. Expected a big crowd here at Top Taggart Field.
Yeah, it's actually, for this time of the year, it's actually a little bit more mild out here today. Who knows what it's going to be like on Saturday, but we're certainly hoping for the best and hoping for a great turnout of Bulldog fans, faculty, staff, students, community members, alumni to be able to return here and cheer on the Bulldogs.
Be here on Saturday or tune in to the broadcast as Ferris State takes on West Florida here in the NCAA Division II National Semifinals. For Sandy Gholston, I'm Rob Bentley. This has been the Ferris State Football National Semifinal Preview right here on the Bulldog Sports Network.